Hi, my name is Natasha and welcome to my channel. I wanted to do an update, a transition update. So it's July, we've just come into July 2025. So I've been on hormones now 4.5 years, sporadically taking progesterone through that period. But what I wanted to concentrate on today is a couple of things that I've probably not kept on top of, which is if anyone's sort of going through the early stages of their transition or thinking of transitioning, it's probably a good idea to keep on top of, and that is having quarterly blood tests and also doing blood pressure readings. Now, first of all, quarterly blood tests. Now, really, I was a bit too passive, and I was waiting for the gender clinic to suggest these when to have the blood tests, and it's really not materialized frequently enough. And I think there was one year I'd only had 2 blood tests in the whole year, so I've kind of had to sort of chase them down, and it hasn't always been easy with the doctors having their strike recently, and they've pushed back on who should provide the sort of the blood test slips, and then the GIC have sort of tried to sort of ask for their cooperation. And I think I've got a blood test on Monday, so that'll be my first blood test in probably about 4 months. But yeah, I just wanted to emphasize it's probably a good idea to keep an eye on, and these have to be blood tests that monitor your sort of your estrogen levels as well as your testosterone levels. I'm still not on Decapeptyl. I haven't really forced the issue, but I'm supposed to have been on it a long time ago. That may be something that I'm not overly concerned about not starting it yet. It's something I wanted to explore, but I think unless I force the issue, it's not going to happen organically. So, but my blood pressures, my blood tests have shown in the past that my testosterone levels have been a bit on the high side. So it would be interesting to explore lowering those, because finasteride can only do so much, which is the anti-androgen I've been on for about 6 years. So the other thing is blood pressure. So as we get older, obviously we're more prone to having high blood pressure with more stress and stuff like that, but also we're a higher risk from when we're sort of transitioning and taking estrogen. So I've had some, when I've been asked for the doctor, I've provided them, and I've had some quite high readings that have been sort of borderline hypertension. So I think north of 150 as the top one. You've got the two readings, and the top one and the bottom one. I won't say the technical term for them, but I think that from what I've read, it's the top one we need to be concerned with. And I've been advised by the doctor I want to keep it under 135. And I've had a few, I've sort of tried to calm myself, because obviously the way you are, if you're stressed and you do the reading, you're going to get a higher reading. So it's about keeping yourself calm and sort of taking a few deep breaths. And I've been able to have quite a few 131s, 135s, which is within the sort of top end of where the doctor wants me to be. But I have gone over a few times. So I think if you haven't got one and you're looking to transition, it's probably a good idea to invest in something like this. I don't know how much they cost, but at the moment the doctors, because mine have been a little bit high, the doctors requested me to give blood pressure readings in the morning, first thing in the morning, and also sort of this sort of time. So I'll do one in a minute. Yeah, and it's just monitoring that, because I know that it's something that puts us in a higher risk taking hormones. So they're the two things I just wanted to pass on from in this video, sort of making sure you get regular quarterly blood pressure, quarterly blood tests, and also making sure that you've got yourself a blood pressure reading. And even if the doctor doesn't prompt it, it's probably a good idea to at least once a month do a blood pressure sort of reading, just so you've got the records. And at the end of the day, the doctors will only take an interest if they think there's a risk, but it's a good idea for you to sort of monitor it for self-preservation, in the same way as you take a car for a checkup for an MOT, just to make sure that it's all okay. You want to catch things as early as possible, so that if you need to sort of adjust things or adjust things in your life accordingly, you can do. One of the other things I've noticed since being on hormones is, particularly this year, has been more prevalent. I'm a bit more heat sensitive, so at night I'm struggling to, with warm nights and warm days, I'm finding it a bit more difficult to sleep. So I think that's one of the byproducts of being more, I haven't had necessarily hot flushes as lately, but I have been more sensitive to the heat and not been able to sort of fall asleep. That's all really for now. I'm like I said, I'm 4.5 years on estrogen. I've just had some new another dose of progesterone sent through. I haven't had progesterone since January, so it's been about a 5 minute break, a 5 month break from that, and I just take it when I can get hold of it. So, and I think I will pursue the Decapeptyl maybe back end of the year. I've had some other things going on work-wise that have kind of taken up my attention, but I'm happy with my progress. Breast growth has continued to grow. I think with the progesterone dose I've got now, that I think that will give it another boost. I'm well into a B cup, which is what my target was, so I'm already where I want to be. Keeping on top of my weight is the other thing, because even though I've exercised more this year than last year, I find myself putting on weight, and I know a part of it is our metabolism slowing down as we get older, but I can't help thinking a large contributory factor is the fact that I'm taking hormones. So they're just some things that that are on my mind at the moment, but happy with my progress. Still continuing. No other issues. And happy in myself. I think I had a rough sort of period, sort of beginning of the year, but I'm in a good headspace now, and carrying on through summer and off to Brighton Trans Pride to sort of celebrate soon. Hope to see you there if you're watching, and yeah, until my next video, hope everything's okay. And if any questions or you want to share your experiences, please drop a comment below. But thanks for watching, and please subscribe for more videos. Thanks. Bye bye.